Well, my last live feed was acting all funky, so try to restart it here. I don't know if this is gonna work. It was actually just had a little bit of work to do on this chainsaw here, so I figured I'd get on here and see if there's anybody here, what you guys were doing, see how everybody's been, and thought maybe there'd be a few people on here that would know what some of the info that I don't know about these dang chainsaws, which I think I figured that out myself already. And I was planning on maybe finding somebody to give some slaps away too, some helmet slaps. I don't know if you could see that there, but there's this little keeper that stops the idle screw, but on the inside of it, I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up. On the inside of that there, it is one of the sides is chewed up. You can see it's warped right here. So it's stopping that screw, I think, from going all the way in. So I'm not being it's not really letting me adjust the idle. So this all runs like full blast the whole time. And seems all crazy. I don't know if it's supposed to go any further. Oh, okay. Now we have some people here. And I actually got my camera on the right side, so I can check you guys. Ah, awesome. Kellen, hey, sorry about the first one. I don't know what was going on with it. I can hear you now, Jeff. What's up, buddy? Awesome. We got JC. Craig's here. Sweet. Yeah, I didn't know if this was gonna work. Yeah, I took this saw all the way apart. The the actual gas line that's there is really weird and seems like the little it's supposed to slide in to the tank halfway, come up, go to your carb, and then go to your filter. And it's I guess it's supposed to seal there. And I kept getting gas leak, and I was thinking maybe that was smushed, but then I started thinking, or I'll show you guys because I showed it on the last one. But you see these two jets? It won't focus. Ah. Um. Well, that's my high and low jet. I'm pretty sure it goes like that. So I guess your low jet's gonna be your shorter one, and your high jet is gonna be. See, I thought the high jet. Does anybody have any experience with this? Because I thought the high jet was supposed to have like a tip to it, to where it's supposed to like limit the gas flow, kind of direct it. Maybe I'm wrong, and I thought like tapered, to where it went to a point. And both these jets look the exact freaking same. So I don't know. Oh no. The threads are all different. Whatever, I don't know. What's everybody been up to? What are you guys doing? Greg, I got your and I actually somebody else sent it to me too. Maybe it was Josh man sent it to me, but sent me that the video talking about how ibuprofen is really bad with this COVID stuff. And I live off ibuprofen, so I'm gonna try to not take ibuprofen, but that's gonna be very, very difficult for me. I'm not gonna like that much. So, see, those went in there much better. I may have had those jets switched and had the low jet inside the high jet inside the low, so that may be my bad there. Not sure. Is it raining and nasty where you guys are at? Yeah, see, they both have tips on them, but see, I thought the high jet, because one's air, one's your gas. I thought. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I never really was taught anything about chainsaws. I kind of just learned it on my own because I didn't want to. You know, you get broke down on a job, and what are you supposed to do? Not work? I refuse to do that. So that's when I learned to work on my own chainsaws. But I just been, dang it, when I'm doing these, like tuning these saws, I like to have I like these kind of little screwdrivers. I don't much like the steel ones because this little metal thing right here, you can kind of clock your turns. So like I want to tighten them all the way down and let's go one turn back on each one of them. So I can go with this little metal rod, know where it was pointing, which is like right at me, and I'm able to make a full turn, point it right back at me. Well, maybe that'll work. Now you know what I gotta do. I gotta do that stupid thing where you gotta hook that throttle cable back into there, which I hate. I took that idle limiter off there, but let's see here. I'm working on 190. Is there anything wrong with them, or are you just cleaning them up, getting them going? Rain in Oregon. Well, it's always raining in Oregon, isn't it? I don't know how you guys do it. Too many gray days for me, and I'm depressed. I'll bring you down here. This stupid cable here. It never wants to hook on right. I got fat, stupid, long fingers that like are not meant for little bitty things like this. So I tell you what, I'm not even gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna talk to you guys, and I'll fix that later. Because I'll just start cussing and get all aggravated and everything. Got Robert here. What's up, Rob? We're doing all right here. We're just trying to stay, home, chill out. Waste time. When you go into town, you see that like Lowe's is the one place that's full because everybody's going in and getting that stuff to do project house and you know plant gardens and all that good stuff. But other than that, worked a few days to where I'm by myself out in yards. not much other than that, though. For me, we've just hung around the house. Yeah, never, I've never messed with the timing on these before. That's one thing I haven't messed with. Uh, I kind of researched how to do it and everything, but I'm a strong believer in probably you can buy 4 or 5 different lighting's kind of crap. You can buy 4 or 5 different 201s, and they're all gonna seem to run a little different. You can just get a crappy one out of a bunch too. And I've been kind of blessed with the saws I've bought. My 201 is basically stock. The rest of my saws have been modified a bit, not much, just tuned right, and maybe a muffler mod because I feel like a lot of the saws are air restricted. But other than that, most of my stuff is just factory. I haven't had to hop anything up, and it seems to have plenty of power. So I don't know. I'm worried that if I mess with the timing on one of them, that I'll foul too much or totally screw it up, and then I got a messed up saw. Yeah, Rob. That's the only way that the reason that I had some work here lately was because my cousin owns a company, and I would go help him because they can't get their bucket to anything. So um, I went and helped him because of it. Literally slopped through a yard and then set up the ropes and everything and ran with like the safe block so I could change the friction up there, but the rope ran, through the tree and then down. We were over a little picket fence. And then it ran over to another tree where it was dry, and then he could run like that, and I'd change the friction as I needed to. But yeah, the only reason we had work is because it was so nasty he couldn't get his bucket truck to him, and he needed to get his customers taken care of. So I don't know if you guys see that there, but Jeff says he has a built 201T for sale. I do not have a timing wheel, so yeah, see that's my problem. And I know enough to be dangerous when it comes to these salts to mess one up pretty good, but not much past that. I understand how to make them run, but yeah, guys, looks like Jeff's got. Is that the 201 that you guys had, or that you had built and you picked up on the video? And also, how much do you want for it? I'm sure somebody would be interested in it. Neve, what's up, buddy? Oh, that's your 200? Oh, okay, right on. That's what I just recently pulled my 200 out and went through it one more time. What happened was I went and I bought this from a guy that lived clean on the other side of the state. Drove there, picked it up. It's like I bought it for 350 bucks or something like that, 325. Was so excited to have a 200. I got home, my dad says, "Well, I have one. Sitting out there in the shed. If you want it. I don't know if it runs anymore." What? So my dad's always been, a climber, so I went out there and checked, and yep, there was one out there. There was two of them actually. So, but Jeff, put in the comments how much you want for that 201. But yeah, I got that saw. I was excited to have it, so I didn't do much to it. I just was ready to use it, I wanted to see how good it was. And my 201 runs so good. Mine's a TC, it's a 201 TC, but it runs so good that I really didn't use the 200. So I kind of held off messing with it, put it aside. Then when I pulled it out one day because I wanted to use it, I got it all painted up and everything. And I made that just a little while back. I made that mistake of cutting through my notch, and then it turns into like a snap cut, and it pinches your saw, and it yanked my saw out of my hand. It wasn't that far off the ground, maybe 20, 30 feet, and when it hit, they said it messed the carb all up and all kinds of stuff. It needed a new carb, so when I got it back, it was just seemed like half the saw that it was before it left. So I set it aside, and I just recently pulled it back out and went through it one more time, did the muffler mod to it, and tuned it myself, and I like it. I like it. It's very, very nice. It's a beast of a saw. So I'll have it in some upcoming videos. I'm gonna use it over the 201. The knee, the all I can compare it to is okay. The 190. Ooh, shoot! This pole that I have it's actually like a music stand with a selfie stick attached to it with duct tape, so it's all flimsy. So I gotta be careful around it. That's what you guys are on right now. But knee, the difference between that 201 or 200 and the 193, I don't I don't recommend getting a 201 or a 200 for a newer climber. I think a newer climber should stick to making face cuts, um, making the back cut, controlling all your cuts, stuff like that. After you become a climber and you've been doing it for a little while and you get more used to it, then you get into more advanced cuts like making the fast cut or a salami cut or bore cuts or stuff like that. When you're doing things like that, you need that extra power. That lack of power can get you in a bad spot. If you don't have the power to make that fast cut, then it peels. And or you can't make the salami cut and to where it stays lateral, uh, then you're messed up. So I mean, it's all about the power, but there's a weight difference there too that you're a little more weight. So you also need to be strong enough, I think, to be able to handle the saw. So I say all that, but at the same time, the 150 that I got from Mike Frizzle has all the power in the world. This saw is amazing. My favorite saw by far. I just over the weekend ended up, we were using it. I got the tip of the blade pinched, and actually I can show you on this bar here. So look at these old school magnets. So stupid. But okay, on the 150 they have the skinny tip that goes to like a point, but on the tip right here, I got this pinched, and I actually flared that out. It was flared way out here. So every time that chain went around, when it got there, it wanted to come off, and it was pressed against the sprocket and everything. So I actually thought I had screwed it up, but I got it home and I took a seat to it, and I pressed everything and got it all pressed back, and so it works fine now. But you know that power it's a big deal to a guy that when you get into doing any advanced cuts. So yep, it's a Ryan, definitely a good time to catch up on repairs and clean your saws and maintenance and stuff like that. I'm a, I'm always been a strong believer in your tools kind of represent you. You know, the saws are an extension of the man who uses them. They are what makes you money. So when you pull out this saw that's never been cleaned and sounds like it's burning up, it says a little bit about the way you probably run more things. But I just I'm always cleaning my saws. I try to as much as I can. So yeah, pretty much. It seems like it's on nitrous. That little saw, I have done more removals with that saw. If you guys, I don't point it out a lot, but a lot of times when I'm doing removals, it's with that saw. So yeah, it's been awesome. Love it. There's a, you know, what we've been doing. Me and my wife have been sitting around here, and we actually started watching Netflix. Tiger, Tiger Man, Tiger King, or something like that. I don't know. Has anybody else? Apparently, it's kind of popular right now, but it's it's funny. It's pretty. I'm a couple episodes into it, and it's pretty funny. I get a kick out of it. Yeah, neat. I mean, if you've been doing it long enough, I know you've probably found yourself in them situations where you wish you had a little bit more power with that saw and done things that you couldn't do with that one tree that'll kind of bog at times. There's quite a bit of difference in power, so it's well worth it if you plan on staying in it. You know, I'd give it a try if I was you. The new winch on the trailer is amazing. It works so good. I kind of have been impressed with the welds, how they're holding up. That flux welder, I didn't expect it to do very good, but yeah, it went pretty good, pretty good. So. Did you awesome, Rob? You watched it last night. That is awesome. Yeah, it is. We watched it yesterday, and I'm gonna when I get done with this, I think we're probably gonna watch some more. But yeah, so like just and there's some nutty people in the world, and I think that movie is just full of them. So, but yeah, I know. I seen that he like we just now made it. I think that's to the part where we made it to maybe the third episode, and he's in jail, and he's talking about like if he goes down, he's taking everyone down with him, and then there's the other guy who's like a nutcase, but like he's such a narcissist, and somehow he seems to like brainwash and have like 20 smoking hot wives. I don't even all because he's got some lions and stuff. It's like Waco, yeah, pretty much it is. And he says he was up in an oak tree yesterday, deadwooding, and using a pencil. He was handing center the microphone to send SO2. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I recommend it to anybody. It's just less wear and tear in your body, and you can look at it as an investment in your longevity. If you plan on doing this work for a long period of time, the career expectancy for a tree guy is not very long. You wear your body out, you tear yourself down, your career's short. So, anytime you flip the script on that a little bit and invest in your longevity, you should do it. You know, make anything you can easier on yourself. And I feel like SRT and stationary rope, it doesn't get any easier on your body. You know, you get to keep every bit of motion that you create, as opposed to moving, which you only get half. So, not to mention all the other benefits when you are in the canopy. I finally bought some rigging rings after all this watching your videos using them. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, yeah, they are amazing. I love it. I think I think they totally changed my outlook on, you know, how I do rigging, and you know, there's I hate to get off on like a rigging discussion, but it's something that I wanted to talk about, and I kind of have explained it in other videos, but the rings and being able to take a tree that goes up there. I just wish I had a smaller display. But let's say you have a tree here that goes up, works out here. Now you want to rig off this here, but you have a ton of stuff, bunch of weight. You wouldn't want to take your rings and run them up the tree and then just straight over to here. Or let's say over to here. And come down on this limb. Because now you're pulling down on that limb. Okay? You're not going to get... You can have way more on this limb by running a redirect over to here. So now when we went up, these things fork like this. Now if you were pulling here, that branch is just going. Now if you was to run over to here and run a ring here, then here, now instead of this thing going down, it's now going, they're pulling together. It's pulling the opposite direction that thing wants to break. So you're maximizing by adding one more ring and changing the pulling direction that you created on the branch. You know, if sometimes you're forced to rig off of a branch that's not very big, or that you feel like the structure's not the greatest to. So changing and running a redirect behind that limb will change the pulling from down to backwards. So I don't know if that's just something that most people understand, or if that'll help anybody. My wife tells me that I kind of understand rigging and angles and stuff because math is the only thing I think I'm good at. So I think she says it kind of comes natural to me, but I hope that helps somebody. I've tried to always explain that as much as I can, but it's hard to word things to get the point across. You know. And yeah, dispersing the weight, exactly, Rob. But the ability to change the pull direction on a branch that could fail, when you're changing that pull direction, not only are you separating and spreading the weight out, you're changing the pull direction, which can change everything as far as safety on what you're rigging. So yeah, yeah, I hope it helps somebody. You know, the more you can change that and flip that around, and you know, you can anchor. And there's just a lot of stuff that I want to do some more detailed rigging videos that coming up. So, are you essential in Missouri? You've been feeling the pressure. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we haven't been really working except for I went down and I helped my cousin because they have a bucket truck and they had some customers they needed to get taken care of that it was getting late and their truck couldn't get to it. So we went down there and took care of them, slopped through a little bit of mud, and got them done. Ran into a customer that got real shady and decided not to pay. Yeah, went from I trimmed a tree to when it was time to pay, he says, "So you already got it down in the stump ground?" What? Well, that's what when my cousin decided he didn't want to get a contract. Well, he didn't decide he didn't want to. He ran out of them. So he just took for granted that he could take this guy's word. And the guy waited till we were done before he got shady. So they ended up having to take the tree down and grind the stump and all that stupid stuff. It was on my Instagram. Like I cussed him. But guys, I just wanted to get on here, say howdy. Maybe I'll do some more live feeds coming up, and we will. Let's see. I'll tell you what. Let's see. We have Ryan, Rob, JC. Hang on. Let's see. Kellen, Nee, Ryan, Rob, and JC. Is there anybody else here? I know there's one more person here. Well, hey, let's see. Hang on, let me check this real quick. See what you said. I bought 2014 ring times. Yep, that works really good. Then you're able to you can base anchor it and retrieve the rings really easy by doing that too. Well, I appreciate that, Kelvin. You six or seven that are here. I'm gonna end this live feed. I don't know how you're gonna. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how we would do this. I'm gonna end this live feed. The the six, seven, or so that I named off there. If I haven't sent you any slaps, go back in, leave me a comment, leave me your address, and I'll send you some slaps. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.